Wow, that was easy. Wow, that was easy.
Vibe Society is brought to you by Mixmasters LLC and Hookah Therapy.
Wow, that was easy. Wow, that was easy.
Yes. Back. What it is, what it ain't. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing this week? We back again for another one.
Hey guys.
I don't know what's going on. Atlanta gets so doggone hot. Everything is messing up in this thing. But it's okay. We're going to push through it. And tonight, we got a very special show. See, this show, they've been asking for this show since we started. They've been asking for this show since we started Vibe Society. And I said I had to wait until I get somebody that can help me in this topic. What are you doing over there? You chewing? What you trying to chew on?
I can't get the bottle open.
Yo, greedy ass. I just see her trying to. Anyway, so.
I thought she was trying to take like a jacket off or something.
I didn't know what she was doing.
I'm so mad right now because I'm the only one home and I can't get the bottle open.
Jesus. Well, we got a great show. I got my brother coming in tonight that's going to help me with these topics, but also help us with understanding certain things. Now, I see everybody. What up, Britt? We gonna get all that. Hold on, let me go and knock y'all out real quick. How you doing, Britt? Damn. What the fuck?
Hey, Sid.
Hey, y'all work with us tonight. I don't know what the hell just happened. Hey, it covered my face too. What up, Britt? Oh shit, our sponsor Hookah Therapy.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Hookah Therapy.
I don't know what the hell.
Hey, so many people on here. We might have a full house tonight.
K-Fax, I see.
What's up,
Hey,
Fax?
Fax.
Yeah. What up, Mary?
Hey, friend.
All right, let's get it. Let's
What's
go.
up, King?
Let's see here.
And left the red in the fridge for us for later. Got you.
Don't
sis.
drink it
I got
all.
you.
Oh, I love
All
me
right.
some red wine.
Oh, we got. Hold on. I know we don't got Trey in here tonight. Oh, she
That's
come for
my
this
other
topic.
half.
She come for this
Her
topic.
episode.
She come for this
Her
topic.
episode.
Let's get it.
She
I'm
already
excited for
sent
this
me-
topic.
She sent me her results. She already did it.
Oh,
She's
she
so
ready.
excited.
Okay.
She got her results in. Like, that's my right hand.
All right. I appreciate that.
She
Now,
don't cover no other episode.
So before we go any further, let's go ahead and introduce our guest for tonight. Y'all bear with us. I don't know what's going on, but I put the fan. It's so hot in Atlanta, like it feel like the AC not even on. So I put the fan to the computer just to make sure. I don't know, but just to make sure we it don't overheat or something, because it's been acting up like it's overheating. So, but we're gonna get this. We're gonna get the show done. Let me put this right here. I'm gonna point it right at the computer. You know when it's hot, you get your cold drink. There we go. Let's see. We got K-Fax. Nah, I had to be here for this one too. Everybody in this bit. Oh, D-Rob K. Oh, we got all the freaks. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night.
What?
I'm talking about, hey, we in here. Well, let me go ahead and introduce
Can
these
any of
guys.
those freaks open this wine bottle?
They come over there. They gonna, never mind.
Is it
Never
you
mind.
need an opener or it's just a screw on?
They gonna open
It's
more
just
than
a
that
screw
wine bottle.
on, but for some reason it just won't unscrew.
All right. So, our guest tonight is, it's a screw on.
I got it open. Sorry.
That's like she only got like 5% alcohol in.
I know that smearing off. Our guest
Don't
tonight
worry.
has a list of accolades, a list of accomplishments, but most importantly, bruh's real. Bruh's gonna tell you what it is, how it is, when it was, and how it's gonna be. Never faking the funk, because fake break under pressure. We got my bruh.
Oh no, guys, let's get it.
What's good, bro?
Hey.
What's good? Now,
I'm good.
let's see here. Let's just go ahead and get this out the way. So you do spoken word. We know that.
I do. Yes.
You
Yes,
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Do spoken word. I'm a teaching artist, 24 years, professional poet, published author, published photographer. We have a clothing line on sale. We have a CBD dispensary. We have a sneaker. We just launched a new sneaker line. I have 3 poetry albums, and we have a sex toy distributor. So you can, see me for all your sex toys
Why
for
they
the
all
low
leaned in? Everybody leaned in. So we get
And
the
I
VX
also teach.
discount.
I
That's what
also
they
teach
saying.
There's like a
exactly, and
URL,
I also teach
Instagram.
anti-racism workshops as well. So we be on the front lines.
Hey, I wanted him to get all his credentials out the way so people understand that bro know what he talking about when we get into this tonight. All right, so before we go any further, I gotta drink this. You had all ice in there. It is so hot. I gotta drink this before I overheat. She said,
Not
"Drop
before
the
you
links."
overheat. That go
What
crazy.
we gonna do? We're definitely gonna if he can get me, if you can get me the links while we on the show, I'll add them in here. If not, we'll post them onto our social. We'll post them on the Vibe
I got
Society.
you. I'll do that right now.
All right,
Hold
so
on.
and we'll post them into the comment section. Now, let's go ahead and get our sponsors listed so we can get into the show tonight. Once again, shout out to the network that made this possible, C Media. Shout out to Mix Masters LLC. They make custom drinks, custom flavors. They do parties. They shipped. They deliver. But they also do bartending services. And also, shout out to our other sponsors. Hookah Therapy. Holla at them on social media. Hookah_therapy 973. They got custom flavors. They do custom hookahs. They do hookah repairs. They also deliver and ship. Now, before I go any further, I got to shout out Hookah Therapy. They sent me a package. And bruh said, hey, I got you. He said, what's your favorite flavor? I said, I like mint cream. He said, bet. Got you. Boom. He sent me 20 flavors. And he said, I'm going to send you some codes, but just know you're going to have codes forever. I said, no, I ain't got codes. I got a 30-pound box of codes. This is just one box. There's 12 more of these motherfuckers. I got over 1,200 codes. And these the healthy, these the coconut codes. So if you smoke hookah, you already know what it is. So shout out to Hookah Therapy for getting me right. Holla at them. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty. Now, all right, hold up. Did it come? Oh, I thought I saw it. Okay, bad. Now, we're gonna start off with poly. Now, this is a conversation, poly in the black community. We is poly becoming more accepted? Yes. Why or why not? Now, Vanilla, do we have any responses on that response on our IG? And if you enjoying the show, make sure you hit our Cash App, Vibe Society, support the show. This shit ain't free.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we did have two comments. We got, I'm mad that they don't have an SMS. @me_Ms. I don't know. Please, can y'all put stuff that actually makes sense as y'all name? Anyway, this young lady said, I think yes, but I don't think education of poly relationships is accepted. And then we got Ches with yes, because not every man can offer what women want, and everyone likes women anyway. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Right. What a way to look at things.
All right, now I'm gonna start this off. I'm getting the link. He just sent the link to me, so I'm getting it for y'all because I already seen people in there talking about what's the link. So I'm getting it. That's why I'm looking away here. You sent me the. Is this the link for the link tree?
The link tree. That so when you go to the link tree, you see the book.
Bet.
To my future wife. It's a collection of my love poems, and then you see the clothing line, you see the CBD dispensary, and you see the 3 poetry albums.
I know they want the sex toy. That's what they're looking for. I know that's what.
Yes.
I know they're going. It's on there too.
So I'm
gonna
send that a little later because I gotta go.
I know our audience. I know our audience. The society, like, all right, that's all nice. I like poetry and shit, but all these women want.
I don't put it in the link. I don't put it in the link tree because the
Where could I
FCC
purchase?
be on my ass.
All right, bet. Send me that one separately, and I'll put it in there too. So I'm gonna go ahead and post the
Copy
link
that.
tree now into our comment section. So that's the link tree there. I gotta take these glasses off. It's too hot to wear glasses. All right, cool.
Oh no!
Damn.
You that hot? You about to take your whole
Hey, they
clothes
mad. I
off.
must be looking good with these
Not-
glasses,
not-
huh?
not
I
now.
must be
You
looking
take
good
the
with these
What I
glasses. They got mad.
what I said when
They
I got
look good
on.
on you.
Hey,
What I said when I got on.
Hey.
I like
Okay.
Let me
it.
stop.
All
Let me
right.
stop. Now, did you already send that one to me, bro? I want to make sure I get.
I'm pulling it up now.
All right, bet.
That's
So
sent you the sneakers.
the sneaker not in the link. It's not in the link. It's separate from the link tree.
Separate. The sneakers are
All
separate.
right, cool. Let me put that one too. I got y'all, yo. I got y'all. And I saw the sneakers on when you did your live, bro. They look dope, bro. They
Appreciate
look
that,
real dope.
appreciate
I
that.
saw them when you did your live. But I already know all the society came here tonight
How'd
for
you
the
get the
real
name
thing.
Rainmaker? Can you share that?
You said
That's
what?
my question.
Wait, what?
How you
I
got the
didn't
name
even hear.
Rainmaker? I'm kind of
Um,
scared.
How you got the name
Lord.
So,
Rainmaker?
like,
So-
Rainmaker, where did that
I
come
wanted to
from?
ask
So
that. Okay.
the name means many different things. However, the origin of the name is really vanilla. My daughter named me Rainmaker. She was like 3 when she said it, and I was like, I'm talking to her. I'm like, who you talking to? Because I'm thinking she's seeing spirits and whole bunch of things. Like, tell me who was in the house. You know what I mean, kind of thing. And she's like, nah, I'm talking to you, Daddy. And I was like, oh, okay. And like 2 weeks later, I just put it on an open mic list. And the host was like, oh, I like this name, Rainmaker. And I stood up and he was like, that's you. And I was like, that's me. And then it stuck. So for 24 years, that's been
Wow.
my stage name.
Bet,
You know what I mean?
bet.
That's
All
dope.
right.
Based on the topic for tonight, that
Oh
went
yeah. See, and that's why I want to get to it. So we're not.
left.
I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing off. I'm gonna go ahead and start this
Why?
thing off.
Yeah, I had a lot of different speculations.
Hey, because when we get to the kink, I already know what he
All
gonna
right,
say.
I sent the link.
Me and Rain,
So
we be causing havoc out
with
here.
indeed. So when I sent the link for the sex toys for the site, what you do is you go through the site, you pick what you want. You hit me my IG. I'm gonna put my IG
It's
in the
it's
in
on our
tell them to
it's
put
on
my
our
IG in the
social
comments.
media. Our IG is on our social media for
So
our guests for tonight.
you send me a message. You send me a message and you tell me what toys that you want. I'll tell you how much it's going to cost, and I'll give you a discount. So you're not going to pay retail price
So he does
for your
distribution.
toys.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, so kind of like wholesale, basically.
Yes.
Indeed.
In a sense, yeah.
Okay.
All right, bet.
Indeed. But you can order one. You don't have to order
Oh shit.
2
Hold
or
on.
3 or 4. Like you can order one. You can tell me I just
Oh,
want
I
this.
can't post it
Yeah.
here. My bad.
I'll
I
be
can't
like,
post it here because
I'll be like send this to me and I got you. You know what I mean, kind of thing.
if did the link
And
show?
it ships directly from
Okay.
the factory to your house.
All right. Did the link show in the comments for the
Cool.
third one?
Okay.
I don't know if it did. If it did, great. If not, because it show unknown on here. So I think
I see 2.
Yeah, all right. So they didn't what it is, YouTube blocked it because of the name. So we're gonna post it on our
Fine.
story. We're gonna post it on our
Indeed.
story on Vibe Society.
Indeed.
They said block.
That motherfucker said nope. All
I said,
right.
nope. And this is what I told you. That's why I don't have it in my link tree, because the FCC be on some.
So I
know
just
what I mean?
posted it and posted it. Damn, I just posted it. Fuck it. In our on our story. So
Look at you, not English and like me. We love to see it.
all right, bet. So it's on our story. All right, let's get to the thing tonight. It's on our story right now. On IG. All right, so poly relationships, are they more accepted in the black community or in the community now why or why not. Rain, what's your thoughts on that? Because yes, I've been in poly. I started poly back in what 2017? No. It was before. So it was 2016. I started poly.
Okay.
But I'm quite sure you were poly before me because some of the stories we had.
Yeah,
Maybe give me some of your opinions on that.
I've been polyamorous for about 11 years now. 11 going on
Okay.
12 years.
Okay.
So I was, I tell people I was poly before it became famous. You know,
Poly on purpose.
like
Yeah.
when people were still judging
Oh, I
people for
mean,
threesomes. That's when I became poly. You know what I mean? I feel like it is getting more accepted in the community, but it's getting that's only because of the sensationalism of it,
Yeah.
right? It's they promote it in a way of, okay, hey, a man can have more than one woman, but they do it in a polygamous mindset
Mm-hmm.
because to them they see that the man is supposed to be the head of the household.
Mm-hmm.
So of course if it's two women, then but that's not the only form of poly, and even in polygamy there are rules, there are contracts, there's a number of different things that happen. I'm not a polygamist, so I can't
Mm-hmm.
go into the inner workings of that.
Mm-hmm.
However, from my understanding, there's a whole setup
Yes.
that puts people in a that
Oh.
keeps the checks and balances situation that happens, right? So as far as society is concerned, I do feel like it's getting more attention. I'm not too mad at the attention. However, I just need people to be informed correctly.
Correct, because and I feel you on that because people the first thing, especially when dudes ask me, they be like, "Hey, all right, poly, I want to do poly too, bro. How you got into?" They thinking threesomes. That's the first thing they come to their mind. Oh, I'm finna get
Man,
a
I simmer
whole bunch
all
of
that
women,
shit down.
and
All
bro,
that
threesomes and more
energy,
than
like,
one pussy
I
is
want to
all
do
they
it.
be
I
thinking.
simmer all that shit
first
down.
off,
Like, I throw a
first
glass
off,
of cold water on that motherfucker.
you gonna be highly disappointed
not
if
too
that's the only reason
fast.
you trying to get over here. You're gonna be mad.
Hmm.
Because
Yo,
that's
facts.
not what it. You can't please one, you're not gonna please two. Also,
Look,
it's more work outside of the bedroom than it is inside the bedroom, and there's so much maturity
Mm.
that you need. There's a high level of maturity and a high level of communication you have to have because, like he stated, people think poly just think anybody and everybody. There's so many different subsections. My relationships that I've been in, all my poly relationships have been triad situations.
okay.
Now there's I'm Amber Morris, so I'm able to do monogamy as well as poly. It doesn't matter. Whatever type of relationship, I can do both. Uh, go ahead.
Because I have
Her face
questions
was
and I
like,
don't want to keep
She had a
interrupting
hand
him.
up.
I'm
No, you
Go ahead.
sorry.
good. No, you good. Go ahead.
So, first thing, could you explain what's the triad mean? Like, what exactly is that? Like a agreement that y'all have in place with the other partners? Like, what exactly does that mean?
So for me, I had a closed triad. So my closed triad was just us three in one relationship.
Okay.
Yes, so it was me and two
Right.
women in one relationship.
Oh,
My next one was a closed triad as well. And usually, a lot
okay.
of people just getting into poly lifestyles. That's usually what the way they go when they're not really sure if they want to do outside of doing swingers or a straight open relationship. Because it allows people to have more of a control of what's happening, especially when you're interacting with people sexually. It's about being safe. So a lot of people feel more comfortable with that starting off there when they're tipping their toe in the poly community. But that's what a triad is. Just like you said, it's the three. You have tabletops. You have well, you can go more
what
into
is
it, bro. With
F,
the
F, so FYI,
That's I'm
for
asking
the
for like
men
the
listening,
beginners,
for
people
the
like
men for
I
the
me.
want
men
to know what
listening in the
tabletops
right,
is.
for the men listening in the comments, right? FYI, triads are typically some of the most hardest relationships in a polyamorous dynamic.
It sounds hard.
You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
like dealing with me. I don't want to deal
Because
with two of me.
you put two you listen, look, you put two women under one roof, you know what I mean? They really gotta love each other. Like
hmm
that's let's and respect each other. Like that's all. I got nothing else for you. But so the umbrella of all of this is called ethical non-monogamy, right? And a lot of times I like to say when we all understand the concept of cheating, we all understand the concept that cheating is not ethical, right?
hmm
However, if I have an if I talk to you and I say this is what I am doing and you agree to it and I go do it, then that is not cheating because there, so you were in the know. Cheating is usually defined as anything, a prior agreement with someone, and you do something outside of that agreement where that person does not know about, right? So that's it. Literally, that's how you breach contracts. That's how there's a number of different things. It applies to everything, right? So ethical non-monogamy is the umbrella. Under that, all these different categories fall under that, right? So you have open relationships, right? So open relationships, the name itself is a little tricky because they say relationships, but it's not necessarily that. Open relationships are basically a primary couple, and each of those individuals have secondary people who are usually in a sexual capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily they're having a relationship with that person. It's usually for,
Sexual
sexual
interest.
gratifications and
Yep.
stuff like that. Then you have swinging, and also you have a big swinging community. And swinging is like you go and you share your partner, or you have fun, right? Now there are rules in swinging as well. Like there are people that do soft swap. There are people that do full swap, meaning soft swap, meaning there's no penetration. Uh, Full swap, meaning there is penetration. And a number of different dynamics, right? Then you have polygamy, and then polygamy is one man, multiple
Multiple.
multiple wives, right? And they have to see him for whether they're financial, emotional, all of those things, because they can't go outside of that relationship. They're tied to that one man, right? Um, then you have polyamory. Polyamory is many to many. Whereas my partners, I have a wife and I have a life partner, and I have two other partners as well. Um, my wife can see other people, my life partner can see other people, right? And we have a situation where we all talk about it, we all are in the know of what's going on, who's what's happening,
That's the
right?
safest and
Cool.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And but you, in all of these dynamics, you have to be open, you have to be honest, you have to be vulnerable, you have to communicate clearly, you have to have a lot of emotional intelligence, you have to be constantly working on your healing, you have to be constantly working on your biases, you have to be constantly decolonizing your mind from the social engineering that society has placed on us, right? So there's a number of different processes that you have to go through in order to successfully create a harmonious polyamorous relationship, right? And it also is not just you doing this, because the people that you are loving and who are loving you are also helping you in creating this dynamic, this environment, right? Then you have solo poly, who people who feel like they are in a relationship with themselves, but they also still want that that other outside physical connection. So they will see other people, right? But they don't
Mm-hmm.
do they're not interested in a relationship hierarchy. So they're not escalating the relationship. Like we went from dating to now we see each other. We see each other once a week, twice a week. Now we living together. Now that's
Yeah.
called the progression of a relationship. So they're not interested in that at all. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're just
Serial
like,
daters.
I see you and I see you, but because I'm dating myself, right?
Yes.
And then you have
Mm.
kitchen table poly. Kitchen table poly is where pretty much all your partners also know about each other, but they also can have separate relationships with each other. And so the premise is all your people can sit around a kitchen table and be cool. Right. So that's what's called kitchen table poly, like almost like a group. Then you have the triads, of course, where, it's one man, two women, or one
One woman.
one woman, two men is called polyandry,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
When
you
a
have
woman has more. Yeah.
polygamy, solo poly, polyfidelity, kitchen table poly, polyandry, right? So the first step of even entering poly is one, research, two, understand yourself, understand what you actually want, and then figure out what dynamic in ethical non-monogamy works for you, right? Because just because you're a poly and I'm poly don't mean we automatically gonna get together. You know what I mean? That just escalates more
and,
conversation.
and that's the thing that happens all the time is when someone hears, oh, poly, they immediately say, oh, you poly too? Okay, well, I might be on some different things than you are, than you're on. So that's where that communication come in, but also to understand it. It's not just simply because we're both in the poly community that we work for. It's just like me saying, I'm a man, you're a woman. You like men, I like women. Oh, we perfect for each
Right.
other. No, there's so many
Right.
more steps
And
to
it's the
that.
same thing. It just because two people are monogamous don't necessarily mean they're gonna get together. You're right. You know
Everybody
what I
here
mean?
taking
And
notes.
when
I
I
see
say
everybody here typing like,
right,
all right, can you say that again?
and
You
when I
said,
say wife, when I say wife and life partner,
Gonna
the
replay
difference
this
being that,
episode.
right?
No, for
When I
real.
say wife, when I say wife and life partner, the difference between that is just simply this. I knew my wife for 11 years. We didn't meet, we weren't together, but we kept in contact with each other. She came into back into my life maybe a year ago, and the energy was different. It was just like, oh, I know you for real, for real. Let's go ahead and the energy moved us to want to do that, right? With my life partner, we have already came to a conclusion that we're going to be in each other's lives for the rest of our lives, right? But not everybody wants to take that extra step and be married or anything like that. So you know what I mean? So that's why I came, life partner is a different way to, and also my wife and my life partner have the same um amount of say
yeah.
in everything.
And let me
That,
jump in
that
there.
I
There.
don't there is not like, oh, my wife is the first and my life partner is the second, and
And
I
that's something I try
categorize
to
everybody
explain to
like that. No,
people. There's a
that's not
difference
that.
because in that one, y'all all have equal power in that relationship or
Of
votes
course,
or yeah. But people
indeed.
confuse that with unicorns. When you have a unicorn come into your relationship, that
Oh, no,
unicorn
no,
is
unicorn
not
is
there.
completely something different.
A unicorn
Yeah,
and a
exactly.
unicorn can be like, say for instance, say me and Simone in a relationship and we bring a unicorn in. That unicorn is there for the pleasure part of that relationship. They don't have say in what we're doing, finances, or how we're going to move forward, or even they get to stay. So it's
So
just
it's just
That part.
sexually.
a sexual
That
or
part.
pleasure portion,
It,
but mostly
or
sexual.
pleasure, mostly sexual, and then also
Okay.
my relationship with my wife is completely separate from my relationship with my life partner or anybody else that I am seeing, because that relationship exists in um it exists how we have created the agreement.
Correct.
My relationship with my life partner exists in how we have created the agreement. My relationship with anyone else outside of them exists separately from that, even though everybody knows, even though if there's an emergency, everybody is going to be Johnny on the spot. Like, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But, each relationship has its own organic space to develop into and grow and deepen into what it's going to be
For those parties, the parties involved,
for those
and
parties
and there's a
involved.
lot of
Exactly.
terminology in the poly world. Like I just threw out unicorn. That's why when people be like, "What?" Like when you go on a cruise ship, you see people with the pineapple shirts or the unicorns on. You're getting
Hmm.
what you're getting. Pineapple mean they're
I was just
swingers.
about to ask that. What does that classify, like swingers, or what does that classify? Because I've heard about that, so that's
It,
why that was gonna actually be my next
it's your
question. I haven't really studied about it, but
it's your individual decision of how you want to move. So some people want to be a unicorn. We've met people. I remember in my first poly
okay.
relationship when we were dating different women, meet different women. We met a lot of unicorns. They didn't want to be in a relationship. They liked the fact of they don't have to think about nothing in a relationship. They just come to have a good time. And then
Yep.
you have swingers that they don't really even got to know you like that. We're at this function, we're at this playhouse, or we at this we having playtime, and that's what's going to happen. But there's other terminology such as cowboys, cowgirls. Those are people that could come into your relationship as a unicorn and steal your significant other. They becomes emotionally attached to that person, and they try to do some slides. So it's a lot of things in the community that over time you learn and you understand. But it's just interesting. Look at.
That's not funny. I'm trying to be
I'm
mature.
not
I'm
on
She was
sorry.
like,
that.
I
wait,
didn't mean to
what? Hold
laugh.
on,
They
I was
wait,
just.
what?
I'm trying to
okay.
be mature.
You're good. You're good.
I'm
That's
trying
that's
to
You
what.
be
a
mature. Come on,
killer.
That's
Bill.
why
You
we
gotta be
having this
adults.
Yeah.
show.
Let's be adults.
That's why we having this show to
Like you
educate.
stole my man.
How
You
dare
late
you, you
liquor.
cowgirl?
Wow.
Uh,
Go ride somebody else's boat. What you
Hilarious.
mean?
Okay, so my question
Hilarious.
is when
Yes.
it comes to like children, so like I know you talked about like the agreement and things like that. So for example,
Mhm.
say if you and your wife decide to have children, I'm assuming that if your daughter was from both of you or it could have been from a prior relationship, how exactly do you explain, like, you have mom, but then you have someone else, or do you put that in the agreement? Like, how exactly does that work when it comes to like
You
children?
well,
And then,
you
me,
explain
I'm
that.
thinking like,
Okay, no, I hear you. You explain that from a premise of love, right? Like it's not a big
okay,
thing to explain. It's kind of like I love this person and I love this person. You can love more than one person at the same time. That's that's it.
okay,
That's it. A child's gonna be like, oh,
Okay,
got you.
yeah,
Period. Like
kids don't make it hard.
they're not gonna
We
have.
make it
They're
hard.
gonna be right there with you, right? So my daughter is 23. My son is 19. My other son is 17. I have a 5-year-old
oh,
grandbaby,
okay,
right?
I'm thinking,
I've been a single
You
father
know,
for a
black don't
minute.
crack.
So indeed, right? So and my
I
wife
was not
has my
expecting
wife
that
has three
23.
kids. And so and my wife has 3 kids as well. So
so do
we
you
have
have
6 kids
any children
between us.
between, okay, gotcha,
And then me and my
okay,
life partner, we don't have kids, and she doesn't want kids. You know what I mean? So that's how that works, right? And also partners that I do and I do
okay,
have outside of them, they also have children, right? So that's how that works, right? So it is all up to um, understanding where your child is at in their development and whether they can process, right? And coming from a place of love and saying, "Hey, I love more than one person, and it's okay for you
Hmm.
to be able to love more than one person."
Yep.
That's
Uh,
it. That's
and, and
all. That's, you
and
don't. You don't. It's not a big setup.
before we go any further, make sure I hit that Cash App. Once again, this shit ain't free. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. I know Rain got another
Indeed.
broadcast he had to go in at 9 o'clock. So we're trying to get as much done, into this. We still got the whole kink to go into. So we got all that too, y'all.
Indeed. Indeed.
But
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
what I may do is this. I may jump between both. You know what? Instead of
Okay.
separating like
Yeah.
we
Let's do
don't,
that.
we're just gonna jump into both. So the second question of the night, just so we can go ahead and get that done, is kink becoming more accepted? And we asked everybody in the Vibe Society to take the BDSM test. If you haven't taken it, you can go to bdsmtest.org. Take the long version, not the short version. It's a lot of questions. Do not kink shame. Don't stink nobody's kink because there's some stuff in there. You be like, what? But answer honestly.
Yep.
You'll get a list of
Yep.
percentages. It gives you like 15 it give you a percentage of all the kinks in the category, and you'll realize there's a lot of stuff in there. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna just talk about our results. If you want to share your results in the comment section, you can. I'll go first, and you can do the first 5 or your top one if you want to, or I will do. I got a couple. I'll do my first few.
I say give me the first 10.
10. All right, bet. So
Not
my
first
top
10 go crazy.
my top one is I'm a dominant, so I'm a dom. I'm a
What,
master.
what percentage of Dom are you?
See, this is the thing. Y'all gonna all right. I'm 100% dominant. Now, and these percentages,
Same. Same.
these percentages are 100% on that category.
no shame,
0 to
safe
100. No,
space.
no, it's cool. I ain't ashamed of shit. So it's 0 to 100 in each category. So you may have multiple hundreds like I do, and then it drops down. So I have high percentages in what I like, and low, very low to 0
Low
percentage
and
stuff
what,
I
and
don't.
what I don't. Yeah.
So I'm 100% dominant, 100% master, 100% rigger. A rigger is somebody that does bondage. May have you hanging from the ceiling, tied up.
Ties people up.
Yeah. So
Come get tied up.
no runners over here. No runners over here. I'm 100% sadist. That just goes to when it goes to kinking. I like to see yeah. Anyways, I'm a daddy dom. So I'm a daddy, meaning I have no problem with that'll go into my one further down. I'm primal. Primal is just somebody that goes animal instinct, meaning you're
Primal hunter or primal prey?
I'm a hunter, not a prey.
Hunter.
I do the hunting. Yeah, I see you, girl.
Ooh.
I'm a 89% owner,
Wow.
88% brat tamer. So that's why you got an attitude. That's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is 82% non-monogamous and 80% degrader. So I get disrespectful when we having fun. Just but it's all in
That's how
good
it
fun.
works. How it should be. How it should be.
Uh,
You
I have a
know.
let's
So
question.
both me and L are daddy doms
yeah.
and are dominant and are riggers. So like when he was like, "Oh, I got the perfect show," for you."
Yeah, I was like, bro, come on, bro. We finna educate people tonight. So
Yeah.
everybody like, who? Okay, let's go. So
I have a
who?
question.
Go ahead, Vanilla. No. Don't ask your question. State your results and then ask your question. You think you
No, but
slick?
I have a question.
Okay, what's your
I'm still
question?
gonna state my
Damn.
results.
All right, what's your
Like
question?
my results are my results. But um, is it a certain comfortability level that you have to have with a person in order for you to open up these different sides of you sexually with them? Because I feel like with me, I can't just immediately just show you
Of
what I'm
course.
Of
Well,
about.
course.
in
Of
any
course.
playtime, you should have
So
a
for
time
me,
of
I'm a
communication and
sapio.
negotiation. But
I'm a
go ahead, bro.
right. I'm a sapiosexual and also a demisexual. So I need to have a mental connection with someone, and I also have to have an emotional connection with someone.
I'm the
So
same.
you know what I mean? Which is why I have
That's how I
way
am.
more fucking conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So but I also I have to have those
Gotta
things, right?
pick your
Because
brain.
you know, listen, post nut clarity is a motherfucker. So it's like, you know what I mean? So you gotta make sure that when you're doing this, that one, there's trust there,
Mhm.
and and she is, because all I'm here to do is literally create a space where the person can live in their authenticity
Period.
and be
Period.
free in that.
I
And
call it.
that's
I
all
call
I'm
it. I'm
in
here
in
to
the purpose
assist
of
you.
any,
That's it.
and the person, even outside of BDSM, in a just in a relationship, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Just like, yo, I create the space where you can live authentically, like, period. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do and feel how the fuck you need to feel, and be cool and be happy about being able to do that. Like, you don't have to
Yes.
hide anything. You don't have to, like, I don't know what he gonna think about this, or
Hmm.
let me not say this because he gonna have a big head, or all that crazy invisible rules that we operate with, right?
Be you.
No, be
Loud,
you.
messy,
Because I
and
don't
let's have a good
believe, I
time.
don't believe, I don't believe that a man goes into a woman's life and then all of a sudden she has to compromise whatever the fuck she was doing prior to him being there. Do what the fuck you do. I'm going to access where I need to access to be able to have that relationship with you.
Mhm.
Yes.
Period. It's not just
Now,
that you don't have to,
Now that's the importance of it, is understanding that even in the BDS, just because I do live a BDSM lifestyle doesn't mean every time in a relationship we're having playtime or having a session.
exactly.
We can have just intimacy is more than just sexual. So a lot of people think, oh, that means every time you do something you're going to tie them up. If they want to, we
Nope.
can, but no, that's not what we're doing. That intimacy goes a long way. But before you get into that, like he said, there's contracts that we do, especially if you're gonna be playing. If you're going into knife play and wax play and all that stuff, breath play, those things that you need to make sure. Yeah, some people like to be choked out until they're right at that
What?
point. And there's classes for these things, so you can do these correctly, safely, as you're moving forward. Um,
Wow.
so you really sit down and go through this, and you have to give a person a safe space. Just like in any traditional relationship, they have to have a safe space where they can emotionally communicate things like, hey, I feel this way, or I think this, or this is what I need. And a lot of times, especially when somebody is new into the lifestyle, they maybe don't know what they like. Their whole life, all they did was missionary, doggy, and ride. And they thought, hey, I'm doing everything. And then when they start
Right.
realizing, wait, you can hang me from the ceiling. Wait, you can sit me in a bad girl's chair. Wait, you can. I maybe like spankings. Oh, I maybe like forced orgasms. I maybe like all these things. And so sometimes it may be experimental. I have people that decide, hey, I just want to let's test that out. I don't
Right.
stink nobody's kinks. I have my hard nose. You have your hard nose, and that's something you communicate. Everybody know about safe words. Pineapple. but there's more communication than just that. And I
I
learn
need
new
my
things
safe word
every
to be
day.
funny.
Don't have
No,
it something that you say all the time.
expialidocious. You can say expialidocious, then
Eh,
there's a problem.
but if you can say, that's what I'm about to say. Don't have a say
You
word
can
that you
even
can't get
say
out. 'Cause you
that
be
in
like,
the middle. Like, if you could actually say that in the middle of y'all little playtime, kudos to
especially if I
you.
put
That
you in the
means you
bad
didn't
girls
enjoy
chair.
it
See,
for
brat
real.
taming it goes a
No.
little further with brat taming. Daddy doms, that stuff is a little different because with that they're looking for a certain reaction to what you're doing. So that's when you may sit somebody in the bad girls chair and walk away, and then come back. And when you come back, they're on their third or fourth orgasm, and then now you start communicating. But that's what someone is coming for. They want that kind of play. They want that kind of
Right.
but aftercare is much more important than anything else. So that's another thing,
Yep.
understanding your mate to help them. Sometimes you may need to pick them up to take them to the shower and give them a bath yourself. You may need to feed them, hold them. You don't just leave somebody in that state. So it's a lot of things to it. But let's go over these results real quick, and then we'll go a little more
Okay.
deeper. Let's start with Simone. Simone, what's your results? I know
So
your
my
voice a
top
little
five,
delayed, but
I'm
keep
real
going.
basic, y'all.
No, you good. You good.
Okay, it is. I thought I fixed it. Okay, so I'm 68% vanilla, 62% switch, 46%
Okay.
experimentalist, 33%
Ooh.
dominant,
Okay.
22% submissive.
She couldn't get that
Is
out.
that five? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's it. That's my top five right there.
Okay. What about you,
Okay.
Vanilla?
Okay. Okay.
So
I'm boring.
No, you're not born. No, 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 no. You're not born.
there
I
is
heard your
nothing
results.
wrong with vanilla. Okay,
I feel like boring.
No, you're not. And
No,
Oh,
no.
no,
You didn't.
you're not.
there's people that
I'll
make
show you.
me seem
I
vanilla.
could tell you. Listen, I could tell you some ways to do vanilla that you'd be like, oh shit.
I'll
We
tell you a
gotta,
trick. If you
you
got a
take something
massager,
out
you
of
don't
the
have to have.
chat
You don't
because
have
okay.
to have it. If you have a
no,
massage,
don't
hey
hold back from
boys,
us.
fellas, if you have like one of those massages, like for the muscle massagers, right? When you with your lady, put that in the palm of your hand right here. So the vibrating ball is right here on these between these bones. Hold that like this. Your fingers will now vibrate at a rate that, let's just say, she will never look at that massager the same. So we
She'll
were
never
talking about
look at
that.
your fingers the same.
Never. She'll look at you. The
Uh-huh.
look in her eyes that first time, I promise you. Thank me later. Thank me later. What about you, Vanilla? What's your results? Let's keep going. We got some in the
So
comments
my
too.
results are: I'm 90% brat,
Ha!
70.
How did I know
What is
that?
that?
Ooh,
Oh
I
my
have to look at the
God.
descriptions.
You crazy? Before
I
I
have to look at
continue,
the descriptions.
the reason I had asked my question is because like
Is it
I
a brat
didn't notice.
tamer?
There's brat and brat tamer. So
Yeah, I'm not a brat tamer.
a
I'm a
brat,
brat.
Oh.
a brat will like a
Oh.
brat tamer. A
Oh,
brat
here
does
it is. I
things
see it.
Yeah.
to get response,
Yeah, yeah.
to get a certain kind of interaction. She wants your attention, so you give them
Oh,
your
like a
attention.
reaction.
Yeah, when you give them attention, you have to
Exactly.
give them the attention. And they, anyway,
Ooh.
keep going, Vanilla.
Yeah. So I'm Brad Tamer as well.
I see that.
So I asked that previous question only because like beforehand I thought, I was really just vanilla. And I realized that in my current situationship that as I got more comfortable, there was a lot more. I was a lot open to and willing to try, willing to do, and actually a lot more that I was willing to express and say like, "Hey, this is what I actually like. Like, are
Mm.
you okay with this?" And all this stuff. And then I also
It's
noticed
the
that
exploration
when
for
we
me.
had when we had those moments where or those disconnects, the sex would change, and I will go back to the very basic that get it done
Mm.
and still know you satisfied, but nothing extra has ever happened. And you didn't even know that I got all these things but in the closed doors or whatever. So that's why I brought that question up.
That's fine.
Second one is 79% experimentalist, 69% submissive,
Okay.
67% rope bunny, 66% vanilla. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 60% rigor. Y'all know I can't English. I can't even pronounce this next one.
What is it? Started off like with the letters?
What it started off?
MAS.
Yep.
OC.
Oh, masochist.
Masochist. Masochist.
You
Yeah.
like pain?
What's
You like pain?
I do.
this?
Yeah, you like pain.
I'm 59%
said I do.
masochist. 53% brat tamer. 52% dominant. 49% switch.
I'm about to say Switch got to be in there since you like both of those.
Switch got to be in there. Once dominant pop in, Switch got to be in there. If you're a woman, once that happens, Switch has to be.
And
in there.
and
masochist, you
do
gotta
understand
be
when, not when it comes to men, but at least when it comes to the women, have the understanding that this is also can pertain to both sexes.
Yeah, and a lot of times
Indeed.
that's the case.
Indeed.
I meet a lot of women that are switches, that are submissive when it comes to men, but dominant when it comes to women. And
Yes.
and it can go vice versa. Let's go through some of these comments real quick. Simone, can you read these off for me, please?
I got you. So Triana said her top 5 is submissive, brat, switch, experimentalist, and degrady.
Wow.
Okay. Back
Yes,
said experimentalist, switch, voyeur, dominant, non-monogamous. I have to look at these and read the description.
What is
I'm
voyeur?
just curious.
Voyeur
That's
means you like people to
interesting.
watch. You like people to watch. So you'll fuck in front of a window. You'll fuck outside. Like you like that of somebody either watching or the fact that you may get caught or may be seen at a time that turns you on.
I'm only into it if my partner's into it, but like personally,
Man, mine was 0%.
mine
sound
was
sad.
30.
You may need to
for
take this
voyeur
test
is
again. You may
34.
need to take this
Like
test
the
again. And it's okay
Mine
to
was
take the test
34%.
multiple times. Go ahead and read D for me, please.
Yeah. So he is an exhibition. I had it.
Exhibitionist.
Exhibitionist. I can't. I feel like I said it wrong. Okay, that voyeur, dominant, rigor, experimentalist. Okay.
Okay. I like that. I like that. You know, we got a mix in here. Now, we how can I put this?
Yes. So we have to. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm still taking my notes. Hold on.
Oh, okay. So
Who's
fact
taking
said
the
yes,
notes?
No,
you
you
have to
can
be
continue.
comfortable and in these spaces. Consent is very big. No, for real. Because if you're not, I wouldn't do any of these things if I wasn't 100% like comfortable. Safe sex is the best sex.
Always. Now, once again, Rain, I know you have another one, so if you have to head out, just let me know. But if you want to stay, you're welcome to stay as long as you need to.
So we're gonna stay a little bit.
Okay.
Because also I do poly talk at usually at 9 on the app where we talk about poly and everything like
And
that.
the app is tagged.
It's tagged and the app is tagged. So my
Everybody going to download real quick.
co- my
Tagged. It's the dating
my
app, but go to
co-host
the
is
live.
actually my co-host Queen Toxic Queen. She's also here in the comments. So we
What up,
we
Toxic
chilling for a
Queen?
little bit before we
Hey, Toxic Queen. I like the name.
She'll tell me when we gotta leave.
Now, here we go. Exhibitionist is like being watched. Voyeur is watching other people. Or am I? Okay. Or am I tripping?
Am I tripping?
No, I might have mixed that up, but yeah, just go ahead. You can look on when you take your test. It actually give you the breakdown of each.
I can read the description.
Yeah, go ahead and pull up since you on there right
I
now.
got it. So if you're a voyeur, voyeurs enjoy watching the nakedness or sexual
bad.
activity
So I had
of
it
other
flipped.
people, consensually, of course. So they usually pair up with exhibitionists. And so an exhibitionist is they enjoy showing their naked body or a sexual activity to other people.
All right. So I appreciate everybody's honesty and transparency. This is something because especially in the black community, growing up, we normally don't even talk about sex. Sex is don't do it, don't get pregnant, and don't catch nothing. That's as far as the sex conversation usually goes. Because I remember I didn't get into BDSM until after I entered the poly community. Once I entered the poly community, yes, me and my girlfriend at the time, that's when we kind of like, oh, well, you're meeting people and people telling you things. We met other black couples that educated us on a lot of things. And that's what really made us, oh, all right.
That's
And
important
you
though.
go out there. Yes, you want to build a community. You want to get a part of a community, a healthy community, because there's a lot of unhealthy people out here. A healthy community that, you don't have to interact with them sexually to get information from them.
Indeed.
I have a question now that I just thought
Yes.
about it. I actually have two questions if we
Yeah.
have the time for it.
Go
So the
ahead.
first one is, what would be the difference between someone who's in a poly relationship versus like someone being a bigamist? Because I know being a bigamist is someone that you're like married to multiple people. So if you have a wife and a life partner, is that kind of the same with the contract? Like, how exactly is that formed? Just so people want to know the difference.
Okay, so all right, so it's completely different, because we are polyamorous, right?
Yeah.
So it's the labeling, right?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean. There's certain modes
Hmm.
of operations depending on the category you fall in, right? So because we're polyamorous,
Okay.
you know that the idea of the polygamy, or all of that, those things doesn't apply. Those rules do not apply here, right? So my like I said, my wife can see other people that she so chooses. My life partner can see other
Okay.
people that she so chooses. She actually has other partners, and the two other partners that I do also have, they also can see other people as well, right? So with that, it's not it's more reciprocity in how it is set up, and the dynamics, right? Because here's the thing, I don't believe, like, usually they teach you, like, you have a dope connection with someone, and then you meet another person and you have a dope connection with this
Hmm.
person. Now you're stuck in a situation where you got to choose. We come from the aspect of, how do we all win? What is the equity that you need in this space so that you can be solid? What is the equity that you need in this space so that you can be solid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's how do we all
Right.
win? How do we all move towards, being able to have these connections and being able to learn and grow and heal and move forward in these connections, and have those connections enrich our life, as well as we are enriching their lives as well. So that's how that works, right? And I say equity, not
Right.
equality. I say equity because here's the thing: there are people that have different capacity levels. So someone that needs a 80% capacity level, right? And then there's someone that needs a 20% capacity level, right? If I am taking 80%
Hmm.
and giving it to that 20 person, that the person that's 20, right? This She's going to feel overwhelmed, right? Because there's 60% of my emotions, my thought patterns, everything that I bring is literally gonna be feeling like, oh, this I'm full, I'm overloaded, right? Because she only needs that 20%. Then you have people who I'm gonna need that 80. You know what I mean? That Brittany, my eyes have been open. That go crazy. So you know what I'm saying? People are like, I need that 80. You know what I mean? So it's all of that. So the capacity level of my wife is different from my life partner, is different from everyone else. So you have to understand, even though I say my love is limitless, and I do believe love is a limitless thing,
Hmm.
your time is not. Because even in all of this, you still have to have time for
Right.
yourself. You still have to have time for your self-care, right? They have to
Hmm.
have time for themselves, time for their
Right.
self-care,
And
what they want to
and if
do,
I can
what goals
interject,
they want to accomplish. Go ahead, go
if
ahead.
I can interject, it's kind of like, just if you think about the whole thing when they say, "Oh, what's your love language?" And they say, "How do I want to be loved?" So
Right.
if you're not under, if that's a way to kind of correlate the two. So once you're entering into this lifestyle, you're finding out, what do you need and what do I need, and then at that point, can I give that to you? Can you give that to me? Okay,
Hmm.
cool. Now, if you're, because there's some people that they don't want to be monogamous at all. They don't need a lot of phone time. They don't need a lot
Hmm.
of FaceTime. They may need to be around you when they're around you, and then when they're not around you, they're not
That's
around you.
it. Out of sight, out of mind.
And you have to know if that's okay,
They'll
if
be
that's good
fine.
with you. That may
Right.
not work for you, or that may work perfect for you. And so that's that communication. It's so important for that communication. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rain. Finish your.
I
So
feel like a lot of
and
people
guess
that have
open.
ADHD would work like that.
I have ADHD and no, it doesn't work like that all the time. Outside of mind is a
Hey,
thing.
hey, ADHD motherfuckers over here. The fuck?
it it is a thing. Trust me. If and that's how
It
if I don't
is.
hear from you, then okay. But
So
but you can be
my,
right
my
there, and I
my thing
can
is
love you
always
deep.
this. Right. My thing is always this. If I don't hear from you, I am never going to be like, oh, I wonder what's going on, this, that, and the third. I'm like, they're busy. They're
I'm
gonna
the
get back to
opposite.
me when they get back to me. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
I'm a
You know
mix
what I
of
mean?
both.
See,
Like
I'm the opposite too.
you
I
know,
don't think that
because
way. That's interesting.
see,
But
and
Like
a lot
I'll
of
be like you're
times what
busy, but
ends
then I also.
relationships.
Mhm.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh, but like so like I'll be like thinking like you're busy depending on the time of day. I'll be like, yeah, no, you're busy. Like you'll get back to me. But then like
Mhm.
if I know you're free, I know you're not asleep or anything. I'm like, okay, you all right? Everything all right? You good? What's
But
up?
here's the
Something's
thing.
off.
People don't
Yes.
always have to talk to
That's
you
how
though.
it triggers
Like
in my
you can
brain
see
too.
them, you can see somebody online on Instagram. Yeah. Yep. Sorry, my son. You can see somebody online on
I was like, who the fuck?
he
Somebody in the
literally
green
right
room?
here. He
Okay.
literally right here. He
Yeah,
listening
yeah.
to all of this. He 19.
Now,
Um so here's the thing, right? You can see somebody online, message them, right? And you know they're
Kayla, what's
online. You
good,
know
mommy?
they're cool. They're all that. They're online. However, that might not be the time for you. They might
Hmm.
be just trying to,
Mm.
you know, move their nervous system around, breathe, take some downtime, and Instagram may be a part of their downtime. You understand what I'm saying? So
Recharging, socially
you have to
recharging, and
you
things like that.
recharge. So you have to kind of understand that, right? Like in those capacities, right? So I don't ever think like, oh, this person is doing this and this that and the third, because so many relationships end because people don't focus on the shit they need to be focused on, like the
Or
I actually
actual
like
communicate
shit.
that, or
I
communicate
You
don't
their
know what I
go to
mean?
their
the
true
extreme.
needs. They don't communicate their true needs. Me being Amber Morris, I can be monogamous. I can be poly. However, I tell people all in the beginning, tell me the rules of engagement. What do you need? What do you want? Now, if you're telling me I want to be monogamous, cool. That means we're going to act on a monogamous state. So yes, we're going to talk about communication. We're going to talk about spending time. We're going to talk about you're looking for me to be your emotional, mental, and spiritual support outside of the intimacy. But if we're on a poly, that may not be my place to be your emotional. It may just be your intimacy, or it may just be your intimacy and your spiritual. So the communication is a big part. You can't just assume anything when you're dating, especially when you're in a poly lifestyle. That's something that will
Yep.
always set you up for failure.
And I mean that goes for monogamous people as well. So you know what I
Have there
mean.
ever been?
There's certain universal rules that go across all the borders. You know what I mean. Respect is still a big thing. Integrity is still a big thing. Your character, how you move, is still a big thing. Cross no matter what type of relationship dynamic you're in. You know what I mean.
Facts. Cool J, they all over the place. He be flying. I'll be like, bro, where you at? Oh, I'm in a different city. I'm here. Or they just flew out. So yeah, it's whatever. But also, it's like this. And to go off your question, Cool J, have you ever dated one person? Did the next person you date look totally different? It may not be on a physical image. It may be on the emotional. It may be on the spiritual. How you connect with somebody. It's times that you may connect with somebody that doesn't fit the physical appearance that you normally date, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally, like y'all click. So when you're in this lifestyle, even when I my first poly relationship, the girlfriend, the second girlfriend looked different, was totally different than the first girlfriend. First one was 5'9", dark skin, stallion. Whew. The other one was 5'5", light skin,
Whew.
thick. Woo. You get me? So it it's no
Yeah, none of my partners look the same.
thank you.
It's the different.
Pieces of the puzzle to
I
paint the
have
bigger
different.
picture.
It's just what catches my eye, and if that person is, um, you know, moving in a energy space and a dynamic that I can interact with and we can interact with, and we have a mutual bond, we have a mutual connection, then cool, right? So it doesn't necessarily, it's not like a type per se, right?
Right.
Like I'm a big fan of intelligence. I'm a big fan of people knowing how to self correct themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of those things, right? And a lot of times, it just be a lot of times it be the energy and the initial conversation and the connection that we garner in that space that either progresses it
Yeah, and
or not.
like your life
Sorry,
partner
y'all.
Bella comes into my live frequently, and she joined the conversations, and she go deep into
Yep.
conversation. Like we'll be in there talking about
Listen,
anything, and she'll come in there and just like, wow, you get me? So
control the whole room. Like if you really want to, Bella will get y'all together for real. Like, like
I call her Bella the boss. Bella come in there like,
you know what I'm
hey,
saying? Listen,
So
it's all good. But
I have a
go ahead.
question that I wanted to know also. Okay. So, say for an example, because I know this comes with a lot of maturity and things like that. So, two questions. I guess the one that is also on my mind is, say for an example, someone says that they want to pursue this lifestyle. Is there acceptance in the community where people may want to not do that anymore? Is that a thing, or is it kind of just like once when you decide that's your like that's it type of thing? And then the second thing is just like it's kind of like minor, but you know how you say that both of your wife and your life partner have the same equal amount of say. Say if there's like opposing like differences where one person may agree with something, the other person may not, is that where all three of you would come together and have a conversation about something? Like it could be about anything,
If
something even minor. But
Rain,
I wanted to
Rain,
know how
okay,
does that work exactly?
Rain may have a different perception on this. I would say, funny thing about the community, no, I've never had an issue in the community with me saying what, oh, I'm not doing that, I'm not comfortable with that anymore, or I realize that's not something that I
right,
want to pursue anymore. It's the people
right,
outside of that. It's when I meet new
Mm-hmm.
people and they be like, oh, you a poly before? That means you can never.
Oh,
right,
Those be the people
right.
most
It's other people
judgmental.
right.
putting their own rules and stipulations on what it is you're doing. So I've never had that happen to me either. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I've known probably people who have been like, all right, let me go. I want to see where we can take it with this person. You know what I'm saying? And just that person only. You know what I mean? And they've been probably for years. You know what I'm saying? So it's a personal decision first and foremost, right? Like it's just a personal decision of
Got
what
you.
you feel like you need to do in that aspect. And as far as the second question,
Hit that cash app.
if if the situation that we're dealing with
Okay, too. Y'all can pay.
affects both, if the situation that we're dealing with affects both parties, um then yeah, we'd probably get on the phone and talk about it and see what's going on, stuff like that. I have no issues with that, and all my partners can do that with each other as well, so it's not even an issue. But um what I would say is, if my wife has an issue or is making a decision, right, I will give her my viewpoint on it, but ultimately the decision is hers.
Hmm.
If my life partner is making a decision, I will give
Okay.
her my opinion on it, but ultimately that decision is hers. If it affects her, if that's where it's going, you know what I mean, she doesn't know what to do, the decision is hers. If I'm going through something and they are giving me, I'm
Okay.
listening to all everything, but ultimately they're like, hey, this is your decision. We support you in what you decide, whatever it is that you need for you.
Okay.
So it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's,
Got
it's
you.
all about what the person needs for you, because
I get
everybody's
it.
responsible for their own happiness.
Now, um, one of the
And like
things.
holidays, things like that. Oh gosh,
No,
I'm
go ahead, go ahead,
sorry.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
Oh,
ahead.
and a lot of times
Oh
that's
yeah, so I
scheduling,
did
right?
that.
Because
I
my
keep asking
partner's,
all these questions.
yeah. So yeah, it's okay.
I
Yeah.
was
So
curious
a
about
lot of times it's
holidays too.
scheduling. So my partners don't live. We don't live in the same
Holidays,
states, right?
families, like how
So
the parents take
so
it, so stuff like that was kind of like
oh,
my
okay.
next question.
Got you, got you. All right, so my parents are cool with me being poly, right? Like, they, unbeknownst to them, they had their own poly story, but they, they thought they're old, so they don't call it that shit. You know,
They call it something
you know
else.
what I mean? They
Right.
call it something else. You know, feel me? But and
Yeah.
everybody is when people come out and say, hey, I'm poly, a lot of times there are people in the family that be like, yo, I fucks with that, you know what I mean? And you educate who is feels a little
Mhm.
standoffish. It's just a teaching moment, like that's
Yep.
all it is,
Yep.
right? And
Who
so
wants to be
yeah, it's just a
educated as
teaching moment.
well?
So
But I'm not gonna stress my
exactly.
relationship because you're not comfortable.
Because you're not
Yes.
comfortable, right? And so as far as scheduling, as
Right.
far as scheduling, it's just a matter of scheduling, right? Like, so it's like, okay, this is what I'm doing because I'm doing my own stuff as well. So it's like, okay, if the time it's like, oh, let me go see you, cool. Like, and we move, we understand what's going on. Like, everybody has their place, everybody has their time. Like, it's not even an issue. Like, so sometimes the scheduling just works out to a certain point.
And
So it's all good. So my wife lives in Cali. My life partner lives in Cleveland. My other partners live in North Carolina and Chicago. So it's
And
how that works.
with me, when I my first poly relationship, I still remember
Oh.
when we because we were dating for years before we decided to go into poly, and I remember my mom. She was like, "Well, baby, I love you, and if y'all happy, I'm happy." My pops was the one. My pops and my brother. It was interesting because my brother was like, "Oh snap!" Like, I introduced him into the poly world. I told him what it is. I educated him on that. My pops was actually extremely proud because I talk about this all the time. I grew up not thinking men were monogamous. I thought men do whatever they want because that's how my family structure was, in a sense of the men do. They may have a family here, but they have some other stuff here, and everybody knew about it. But whatever. So, but they never did it healthy. It was just, I'm gonna do what I'm doing. And when I did that, my
Mhm.
pops was like, "You, this is the way you're supposed to do it." My pops always told me the biggest mistake he made was messing up with my mom, messing up that. He was like, "You don't mess up anything with a great woman. It's hard to find a
Mm,
great woman.
say that.
So when you find a great woman, you never mess that up." And he was like, that was his biggest regret, that he messed that up. So when he was communicating with me, he actually got in tears about it. He was like, "I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your maturity. I'm proud of that you found the right way to do it." And he said, "You broke the crumble curse." Because we have the gift of gab, but with great power comes great responsibility. And so it
Yeah,
was that. So
Generational curses are real.
yeah.
And
yeah,
is.
my grandma told me, be careful what you say because you speak with authority. So people, you be more unbelievable than God. I was like, nigga, what the fuck?
Oh.
She,
So,
she
Damn.
ain't lying. She ain't
So
lying.
like we and I like that we have a lot of people receptive to this. And that was like I said, the biggest issue I had introducing myself as poly when my first relationship was, a lot of people like, "I don't know how you gonna do that," and it was mostly women. The men were like, "Oh hell yeah," but they thinking threesomes and all the time. Yeah. But the women was like, "No, no, no." But the funny thing about it was, years later, a large percentage of those women that was like, "I can't do that, girl. Y'all happy, then whatever. I can't do," are now in poly relationships.
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's the craziest part. That's the crazy part. I had a friend of mine, and he used to always be like, "Oh, so
And just
so
to let
you
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 know, bro,
still
they
you
are
still you
going
still
off in
monogamous?"
we have a group chat, and I see them going off, and they're like, "Man, if I'm taking notes, I'm on page number 2. This man dropping facts. Da da da." Hey, I appreciate you, bro. Keep going.
Page
I just
two,
want
you're
to
not
let you
taking enough
Not
know.
a problem. Not a
notes.
problem.
I'm on page
Not a
5 of my
problem.
notes.
So
I
my
didn't want to
friend was
be
like,
extra and write stuff down because I'm a person that gotta write stuff down.
They say the instant
got
replay
you,
is
got
going to
you.
be
Look, you see
serious.
how long
Save this
I
to
So
be
your
looking
you
favorites.
down?
know,
I'm
Share
like,
it.
nope, let me
Like,
get this out
comment,
because I know I'm
subscribe.
not
If
going
you
to come
loving
back
this,
and
hit
watch
that
it
yeah,
again.
cash app.
definitely.
We take
I'm
everything.
engaged.
That's what it's about. We educating our community. We educating our people that we can build our community. Build your tribe. If your tribe is just you and
Yeah,
somebody else, great. But if it's you and
yeah.
multiple people, make sure y'all build it healthy. Have a
Build
great
it
foundation.
healthy. Have a healthy relationship. So and
So,
most people be like, "Oh, are you against monogamy?" I'm like, "No, I'm a fan of black love. I'm a fan of love, period." And I'm like, "Listen, if the relationship is healthy, if it supports you, if you feel free in that said relationship, and y'all out here conquering, I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader." You know what I mean? Now, if the relationship is fucked up and toxic, and but I'm gonna say some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's just how it is, right? So my friend, he was like, for years, we were out in Jersey, we were doing poetry, we were doing a number of different things. I was licensing a company in Jersey at the time, and he was like, yo, I could never do that. This, that, and the third. It's just one woman for me. And da 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 da. This, that, and the third. Years later, we get up. He's like, man, I got a whole, I got a slave now. I got a this, and we doing this, and I'm sitting there like, not this motherfucker. That was like,
You don't like it because
like
you don't know. You
what?
never
You know what I mean?
and the thing that's so crazy is you never take it and really took thought of it. You kind of, y'all see me hold my fan. Y'all, you kind of I got it pointed to the computer and to me back and
listen,
forth.
okay, if you want to take the glasses off, you can take
Now
the glasses off.
now you have to look at
We
it
at
like
the
this.
halfway mark.
You have to take a point when you really just stop and think. That's the thing about BDSM lifestyle. That's the thing about poly lifestyle. You have to really do the self work of saying, what do I like? What am I okay with? What am I not okay with? What's a hard no for me? You have to know those things so you can communicate those things. You can't get in there and say, oh, I'm okay with all this, and then be upset of what's going on. You have to communicate that,
But
and also those things can change. Though these are moving pieces. You are
listen,
human.
listen. So I want
Like,
to take a minute just to talk about real quick. Even in the dynamics of a polyamorous relationship, right? So there are certain things you look out for, right? So my experience always is I will meet someone or I meet a woman, and they'll be like, okay, I'm cool with your whole setup, right? Your demonstration of manhood, everything that's going on, I'm cool with all of that. However, there will come a point where something will happen, right? And they actually have to self regulate themselves and control their emotions or understand a certain situation. And that moment, they will realize that, oh, I am really fucking monogamous, right? To them, they will realize that. And I love that. Why? Because we don't have to waste any time. I'm like, now you know yourself in a different way. So now when you are creating or looking for a partner, you have a certain checklist now that you want to move further in your life with, right?
mhm.
Also, I get the fact of, oh damn, I didn't really know you was really doing this poly shit for real, for real. I just thought you was poly because you didn't fuck me yet. You didn't experience my pussy yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And then
It's
you know
not
You're
the
not
what
special.
case. It's
You're
not the
not
and
case.
special.
and that listen, and then I get the women that wanna
There's
like
enough to go around for everybody.
listen.
No,
I
for
get the women
real.
that
For
wanna
men and women.
I get
Like,
the exactly. I get the
There's a
women that wanna like etch out my wife or etch out my life partner or the other partners. You know what I mean? It's certain little things that people be doing, and I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? And on the flip side of that, women, when men hear, oh, she's polyamorous, they be like, oh, well, then it's a fucking thing. No, there's some commitments that have to be here. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's some conversation. There's a whole progression that has to happen in order for that to go down. Is so either the men think it's just a sex thing, or they be like, oh, they see you in their life as a competition, right? And also they're like they may not even be that much interested in the person per se, but they're like, damn, if I can get her to come back to being monogamous, then I'm the shit. So they try to get into that just to try to get the
Yeah,
woman to be like, oh, well, let me just be monogamous with you. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Kind of thing. So there's a number of different pitfalls that you got to watch out for
Like
when you're dealing with
a
other
rule
people.
a rule with me, if we're in a poly relationship where everybody is living their life, we have understanding of safety, not just with the people that I communicate with, but the people they communicate with. So, because safety is the most important thing of this communication, safety, your sexual health is very important. Um, and a lot of times, I'm glad you said that, bro. I was just about to get on that.
Mm.
Controlling ego. You cannot. We're grown. The only issue I'm ever going to have with you if you did not communicate anything to me, you try me like I was stupid. That's or you jeopardize me with your lack of maturity, lack of communication, and lack of respect that I gave you.
Carelessness.
The carelessness. So controlling ego. A lot of people think, oh man, I got that good D boy. When I do it, she ain't gonna want to go nobody else. Or I got that wet, and he ain't gonna want. You can't come in. You can't. All right, a cheetah gotta run. A cheetah gotta run. And if someone's a cheetah, you cannot put them in a cage in a tank like they're a turtle. That's not gonna happen.
Listen,
But you have to know what you
at
are. You
all.
can't be out here saying you a cheetah, but you really want to be a turtle. And you can't be a turtle. Want to say you a turtle, you want to be a cheetah. A cheetah because you turn into a cheater. So we
Controlling,
got to be very
controlling ego.
honest.
Yeah, no, definitely. And and poly is not a cure all for your already fucked up relationship.
Oh well,
So
we
if you
already fucking
already have a
everybody else, so we
toxic
poly
relationship,
now. No, not
yeah, no, you're not poly. Not you're not poly.
you're just
And
for the streets. There's a
I've
difference.
listened to people, I've listened to people that think they have had poly experiences in the past, and I was like, nah, you were their pet. That wasn't a poly situation. Like, you know what I mean? You was their fuck toy. Like, no, my God, no, I wasn't. Yes, you were. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because that's not none of those dynamics. You know what I mean?
And it's not for
Can we?
everybody, but I appreciate your honesty, bro. It's not for everybody. Go
Nah,
ahead. I'm
rub my
sorry. You
dick
can go
on
ahead
it.
and
Yeah.
read it. You go ahead and read it, Cool J. Read Cool J's text.
Right.
Ooh, buddy. Listen, why would you wish that for yourself?
He
A red
said,
You know,
"I'm
and
not my
where's that
dick.
power?
Can't
You
what
know
have
what
Nobody
I'm
type of
want a
saying?
ant
bumpy.
are we
Nobody want a bumpy
fucking?
dick.
Listen,
There's different
Ooh,
you
ant
know what I'm
pumps
red
out
saying?
ant
there.
Why
is
would you wish
worse."
that on your dick, my nigga? Like ants for real on your dick,
I
bruh?
get what you're saying. The severity of what you're saying. Whoa.
Nah.
Calm
Nah.
down.
He
And
Relax.
you
always
know
be
what's
saying
crazy
some
about
off
that
the
is? What's
wall.
crazy about that is he's never asked his wife about a poly relationship or what she even feels like that dynamic would even do, right? And probably the wife secretly is kind of like, you know what?
Now,
I would be cool with that shit.
one thing I would say,
You know what I'm
most
saying?
women, when you talk to them, they would say, "I want treat me like a woman, but fuck me like a slut." And
Absolutely.
and in that, you have, or they may not want another man. I remember my first poly, she was like, "I don't want another man. I'm not looking for a man. I find women attractive. I don't want to date a woman, but I don't want another." And you may find a woman that say, "No, I want other partners," and
Right.
that's a conversation because that's the first thing people always ask me when I first introduced myself as poly. Oh well, what does she want a boyfriend? Oh my god. Okay, we've discussed it.
So
She
who the fuck
doesn't.
what? Like, okay,
If
like
she did, that's part of the discussion we would have had at that time
Right.
for us to understand what
exactly.
we're
So,
doing.
the
And
reason
if
why
it gets
that
to a
question
point where she
comes
ends
up,
up wanting that, that's a discussion that needs to be had between you
Thank
guys.
you.
that's another discussion. Everything is discussed. So there's nothing that
Hmm.
happens that's not like, oh, pre-discussed, like, okay, we're working towards this. Oh, I'm feeling this way. We gonna do this. We're trying to do this with that, right? So when it happens, everybody's like, okay, we've had numerous discussions about this thing happening. It's here now. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So yeah, but the reason why men, or they go to like, oh, what if she wants a boyfriend, is because a lot of times they discount that a woman can be her own entity and have her own sexual freedom and her own situation. You know what I mean? They're looking at a standpoint of ownership. You don't own anything. You cannot own another person. You cannot share another person. You only share what you own: your clothes, your car, your food, these items, inanimate objects mostly. you can only share what you own. You cannot share someone else's energy other than that person's energy interacting with your energy solely.
And the thing I will say
Yeah.
as well is there's a lot of people that will go into this poly lifestyle with a significant other and immediately realize, oh no, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, and that's okay. That's something you communicate. This isn't for everybody. Just like monogamy isn't for everyone. And as we stated before, as Rain broke down, there's so many different subgenres to poly. So I always encourage people, do your research, do your homework. Don't just say, oh, we're going to have multiple people. No, there's different things. Communicate. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. However,
Not for you.
be when you have that conversation, I tell everybody, I always say this. I say,
Be honest with
know
yourself.
what kind of relation, what do you want for your future? If it's certain things you want for your future, that's how you need to live your life. So if you know that, oh, I only want to have one person, I only want to be with that one poly isn't for you, because what's going to happen is you really want one person, but you have multiple people out here. And now you're trying to come back to one person, and it may taint you in the sense of insecurities, trust, things like that.
All that.
And so, but also when you have that conversation with your significant other, if you bring it up, be understanding to what they say. Don't be defensive to what they say, because you may surprise. You may have somebody say, man, my woman or my man won't never want nobody else. And then when you ask them, they be like, well,
And they be like, nah.
you know.
But
now I know a lot of
listen,
guys that be
hey,
like,
I appreciate y'all.
my
I'm gonna have to drop down. And,
well, go ahead and drop your
respect
IG.
myself.
Drop your IG, bro. Once again, he be live on Tagged. I be live on Tagged as well. Rainmaker. It's what's your IG? I'm sorry, bro.
Rainmaker Drip.
Rainmaker Drip. So hit him on IG if you have any further questions. Check him out on Tag. Tonight they're doing Poly Talk on Tag. It is a dating app, but go to the live section and look for Rainmaker.
Ain't nobody use it.
I'm on there I'm on there under LB Easy. And yeah, check us out. But I appreciate you, bro. We definitely gonna have to bring you back on, bro.
Definitely.
We definitely gotta bring you back
Definitely,
on.
I appreciate you. I hope y'all got all the notes that y'all need, and definitely feel free.
No, I'm gonna need some more, because you said there's some
walk through.
things in vanilla
Not
that
even half of it. Like, we need a
No,
part
like,
two.
for real, I need you to
like-
drop
Hit
that
me up.
info.
Yeah, I need
Hit
to
me
know,
up. I
like,
got
what
you.
can vanilla people do? So,
Please,
yeah.
I got y'all. I got y'all.
People
Hit
get
me up.
scared when I
got
tell them what I really like, because they be like, that's borderline rape. And I'm like, no, it's not. This is why.
Oh,
safe
consent,
words are
non-consent. You like consent, non-consent?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
We gonna bring you on for another one, bro. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate your time. I know you got
Copy that.
another broadcast to go to. Have a good night, bro.
Thank you for coming.
You too, man.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
No problem.
Now, this is why, remember I kept telling you I want to have somebody else on here so we can really dive into this. This is why we've been waiting. It's been like 3 years, 2.5 years.
I learned a lot.
And that's the whole point.
Since we started the podcast back, we've been doing this.
Everybody was like, LB, we
we've
should have
been
a poly
talking
show.
about, yeah, we need to do that. And the crazy part is, like, I knew about poly relationships, but I didn't know what they were. I never decided to dive into it because I was always raised around a monogamous relationship, and that's what I knew.
Yeah.
LB is the person that actually introduced me to it a little bit more, and I was able to have an open mind and be more receptive to the lifestyle and how things are and the rules and regulations that may come along with it. And now when I hear people tell me, oh, I want a poly relationship, I literally be questioning them, and I don't even know that much. And I question them, like, what do you want it for?
Like, do
what
you
what is your
really
reason?
want one? Or
Yeah.
Because he was right. Like, you really have to be in tune with yourself, like knowing yourself, and really like have that level of maturity. It's not just about threesomes and stuff like that. Like, no, like there's a lot more to it. So I learned a lot about this community personally, because I literally was like, I knew, but I didn't really know the areas that it came with it.
And I'm dropping his IG in the comment section, Rainmaker Drip. Now let's go into this BDSM thing. You don't have to be poly to be BDSM. You don't have to be poly to live the BDSM lifestyle. You can do that in a monogamous relationship. There's a lot of people that and your BDSM. See, all right, all right. So in my first relationship of poly and BDSM, we had a trigger word. And that trigger word, when it was said, that was either her letting me know This is what I need at this moment. I need to stop thinking. I need you to tell me what to do. I need you to, I need to let go. Or it's me saying, I'm there. I'm in that mindset. And once it's said, immediately we act in those roles. So you may have somebody that in their private lifestyle, in their public lifestyle, in their workplace, they may run everything. They may be a boss all day. They have to make all the decisions. But at home, they're the submissive. That could be a man or a woman. It could be vice versa. So you don't have to be that way. When it comes to BDSM, it goes back to have that conversation. What do you really like? You might like butt plugs. You may like being spanked. You may like being choked. You may like being, some people like spit play. Some people, knife play is another one that people may like, wax play, rope play. Now, there's special ropes for rope play. Don't go to Walmart or Home Depot and get a rope. You're going to end up with rope burns. These ropes are coated a certain way so that they don't wax play. There's certain candles that melt at a lower temperature so you don't get burned. So don't just go get your wax out your candle in the room and start burning motherfuckers. It's a list of things. There's classes for this, for learning how to flog. You'll be surprised of the sensation without insertion, without intercourse. You'll be surprised of how someone can climax before you even get to that point. And that's my favorite part of BDSM, is the fact of we don't have to even get there. A lot of people think, oh yeah, oral, that's how I do it. Yes, that's great. Anybody know me knows my beard stay healthy if I'm with someone. But anyway, but you have to also, when you get in that, you may find a whole new level of play that you never had before. You may find a whole new level of pleasure that you didn't think of. Let's see what we got here. I see y'all laughing, so
stupid.
I need a series.
Brittany said, "I need a series at this point." I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, we should. We
I'm
definitely
learning
have
a lot.
Impact play. All right, yeah, impact play. So
Back said impact.
And then we have D-Rob, Food Incorporation, feed me a Welch's Food Snack.
I feel like this is where the experimentalist part comes in. Hey. I mean, I was naturally always
That's
raised
probably
to,
why.
if you never tried it and you're open to it, try it before you knock it. You know,
make sure you know their
so like,
if they're allergic to something. Don't put something.
Conversation I think like 2 shows
yeah,
ago.
please.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
with
I
the
think
fun dip,
I also,
that was something I was.
Oh yeah, put the fun dip. Yeah, the lady said she liked to do fun dip, and
I was actually I would like to
squeeze pennies that was sour.
See, and the thing about it is, it's okay to say let's have fun.
Juicy fruit? Well, not juicy fruit. It was
a fruit roll up. Yeah, they say wrap the fruit roll up, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that's another reason why I always tell people I can't have a partner that's serious during sex. Like, I need somebody who is comfortable with laughing, playing around, and willing to try things, because like it's a lot out there.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know how it's going to stimulate you or anything like that. And I just like, I'm willing to try things, I need them to be willing to try things with me.
I've been in the BDSM world for years before I really fine-tune what I'm into, what I like, what I don't like. I always knew some hard no's, like I'm not into butt play on my part. Like, that's not my thing on my part. Now, if you into that, hey, I give you whatever you can handle. But on my part, that's not my game. But you have to, and it's okay to experiment and say, that's where the safe word coming. No. That's no. You know, but also you may stumble into something. What's very interesting is when you start researching with your significant other or your partners, or even, all right. So people can, when you become a specialist in certain things, people can book you for sessions. And those sessions may not even be intercourse based. Those sessions may be simply rig sessions. It may be impact play sessions. It may be wax sessions. Just like how somebody go get a massage, because that's how they relax. Some people may book a specialist for a special thing. Somebody may book a mistress because they want to be degraded. They may book a specialist for whatever needs they have. But we're speaking in this case in regards to a relationship and basically getting to know each other. What Fact said here.
there's plenty of podcasts out there that talks about these things,
In
both
detail.
BDSM and poly. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot out there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the biggest thing I wanted to do was make sure we bring it to our community because that was the hardest thing to find. The hardest thing to find back in 2016 when me and my girlfriend at the time decided to go into poly. It was hard to find people about because we were like, I guess this is just thing white people do because we can't. And then we started finding people and started communicating and getting part of those communities. You'll be surprised how many playhouses are in your city. Especially if you stay in a major city like in Orlando. I remember we stumbled into a playhouse.
I heard there's one not too far from Orlando.
Well, there are a few. They move around sometimes. Some have actual facilities, and they may have an open. Like some of them have like memberships, and they may have an open play night where you don't have to be a member to come in, and you don't have to interact if you come to the event. You can actually come just to look or enjoy the environment. So you don't have that's something out the way. Like you said, you have soft play, soft switch, soft. When you're doing swinging, you may share soft share where there's no intercourse. It may just be touching, maybe some kissing, some heavy petting, but you don't go that way or hard. You know, when you're all the way in and they go. So educate yourself, speak to each other, understand what you like, what you don't like, and that's how you build you grow healthy in that lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
See.
There's a sensual masseuse. There are, like sensual masseuses. I've seen those on like Twitter and stuff.
You know, so we gotta understand where you're at. But I think I think we're gonna pause it right here. We gave a lot of
It was
information.
a heavy conversation tonight.
I gotta collect my thoughts.
I'm happy because I'm finally able to really,
Like,
talk about
Need to reflect.
dive into it. But and that was the main point, and I appreciate y'all ladies being open to that conversation, open to the information, as well as the society. The society was in it tonight, and I appreciate y'all because I think a lot of people think about this stuff but don't have a safe space to really with somebody they can talk to. They can watch the podcast, they can look at the videos and all that stuff, but to be able to ask questions and have peers that you can really say, hey, yeah, da 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 da. You know, that's the most important thing. Let's see here.
What is exhibition?
Exhibition is like to be seen. They like to be seen.
I'm 49%.
The girl Jamaica.
At Guyanese.
And I remember I used to have sessions. I used to hold sessions in my home for people that were in that community, and we'll be like, all right, people come over, and it's like a networking event. And if it goes to that point, it goes to that point. But if it don't, it's a free space. So we used to have those invites there. You don't always have to go to a playhouse to do so. You have people that have private events for that purpose. So definitely, and I hear that because since I got to the A, I haven't really socialized too much, but of course there's a lot of communities here in the A. They also have meet and greets for these societies too. They're doing a public place like restaurants.
You're probably in the best place.
One of them. New York is heavy. LA is heavy. The Midwest, Texas is a big one as well. Miami, of course. So
I
major
feel like
cities
Vegas would be
lot.
heavy too.
Yeah, if it's a major
Miami's
city,
huge.
Chicago, all that, major cities gonna have a lot. When you have a higher population, in smaller towns you may have to go and do a little travel. But when you're all right, what's the website? God dang, shoot, what's the website? It's a social media for kinksters. 1 second, I'm not gonna play this game. 1 second. FetLife. Okay, FetLife, yeah. So if when you go to FetLife, you can sign up for FetLife. FetLife is a social media for kinksters. Now, be cautious of putting whatever your results are. A lot of people go on FetLife once they do the BDSM test, and they put that in there because it allows you to put your kinks. And when you put those kinks, people will look for those kinks and they will address you as such. So if you're saying you a brat or you're saying you a sub, Dom may come in there or a brat tamer may come in and speak to you as such. So you can't be like, what? Hold on, why are you talking to me like that? because that's what you put. Or if you're saying you are a slave or a degradee or a degrader, you know, so be mindful of that. But FetLife is one that you can go to, and it you can really kind of learn and network with people and find people in your community. And they, like I said, we have in the community, you may have sessions that they may have hey, we're gonna meet at L House, and they may get a whole section, and everybody just networking. There's no sexual there, none like that, and you just networking with people. And you may find somebody in there that you may connect with, you may not, but at least you have a community you can communicate with. You can learn things with. They have sessions where they teach you these things. Like I said, flogging is one of my favorite things. When you're if you're learning, a lot of people be like, "Whoa, what's that?" And you got it's a whole list of toys, a whole list of tools you can use. And I always advise people, if you're going to get into that, I have a chest. I have a black chest. And I came across that because a friend of mine, she was like, this well before I got into BDSM. She was like, hey, can you go grab da-da-da? I was like, yeah. So I went in, I was like, what's that black bag? I gave her that, like, oh, that's your little freak bag, your overnight. She was like, no, that's not my overnight bag. That's my play bag. Your play bag? What the fuck is that? And she said, that's when I'm in play mode. Oh, she had she liked to wear plugs and stuff like that while she's doing things. So she'll wear a plug all day. And she may put a tail on just because, you know, she wants, you know, it's a lot of stuff. But what I do, you want to build up your little arsenal. Build your little arsenal, your toolbox, so that when it's time to play, you have things that are sanitized, that things that you use. Never use a toy that go in intimate areas on multiple people. Don't do that. Just buy multiple toys or multiple things, or find different ways you can do so. Like I said, get the massager. You can use that. Nothing get on that. If you want to, you could put plastic over that massager so that no fluids get on that. You can switch that out each time. It's different things. There's actually condoms for massagers and stuff like that you can get if you have a sexual massager. There's a list of things. It's okay. There's more than just dildos and butt plugs. People be like, oh, that's all they got. It's more than that. You know.
It's a lot more.
Let's see here. Let's knock out these last comments, and we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Make sure I hit that Cash App. Make sure I hit that Cash App. Kayla
Definitely school job. Like, come on now.
K-Fax,
DMV, pay for college.
Philly, yeah. They're out here.
Yeah, those are some big ones, I bet.
And actually, one of the people, my first brat I met, she was actually the brat that first brat we brought into our relationship. I didn't even know what a brat was. I didn't know what it was. And my first interaction with her, I was actually having a bad day, and she was knocking on my door to get something, like to meet with my roommate over something. And the way I opened the door, and I noticed that she kind of was startled, so I was kind of, but she wasn't startled in the sense of afraid, but she was startled in the sense like she was trying to control something. And later on, when she found out that me and my girl was poly, that's when she explained what a brat was. I'm like, oh, okay. And she was a brat to the point that when she's in play, you tell her when to sit down. Like, she will stand up until you say, sit down. Like, but when she wants your attention, she's going to be a brat. So you have to understand these things. It's okay. It's fun. It's something to learn. It's something to find out what you like. And like I said, Rainmaker, when me and bro linked up, we be on them lives educating people. We be on our lives communicating, but that don't mean that we're having sex with everybody. Just because you BDSM don't mean you fucking everybody. Just because you poly don't mean you fucking everybody. So this is still responsibility. It's still communication. It's still trust. It's still respect. Any last words, ladies? All right.
Educate yourself.
This was great. Thank you for educating
before
me.
you claim any type of title.
Educate yourself. Be open.
And don't say don't be out here trying to act like you're a professional. You know what you're doing and out here fucking shit up. Let somebody know, hey, this is something I'm new to, something I'm still learning, so that they understand that you're not, because you be out here, oh yeah, I do this, and then you give it to somebody and you fucking shit up. Like, no, don't do that. But I definitely want to give a big shout out to Rainmaker for coming through. We definitely got to give a shout out to our sponsors, C Media, that make this thing pop. Mix Masters LLC and Hookah Therapy. Shout out to K-Fax, Kayla, D-Rob. They was in here tonight. Brittany, Cool J, Kayla Robinson, Meso, what up, Mama Meso?
Treyana.
Treyana. I'm trying to go up, make sure I don't miss nobody, because people was in here talking multiple times, so I'm seeing their name. Boo, 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 boo. This thing was popping tonight. I know what y'all want to hear now. Mary was in here as well. I appreciate y'all and everybody that didn't jump in the comments and all the viewers. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on social media at Vibe Society on IG. Hit that Cash App. Hit that Cash App. Hit that Cash App. Until next time. We didn't even do the intro. I just realized we did the intro video. We didn't do the VS report. It's cool. That means the conversation was really hitting. I know he had to jump into it because he had other places to go, but he had another broadcast to jump on. And I appreciate him pushing that back because he supposed to have left at 8:45. He stayed until like 9:20. So until next time, I go by the name LB Easy, a.k.a. Passport Poppy, here with the beautiful Vanilla and the beautiful Simone. And this was Vibe Society.